Oh no, never.
All right. So here we go. This is session 65 of Forbidden Lands, which I'm pretty sure by leaps and bounds makes this the probably the longest running Forbidden Lands game on YouTube for the 5 or 6 people that watch. And probably the longest campaign I've run in quite a while on like a weekly schedule. So thankfully, you guys have explored almost the entirety of the island.
You're funny.
All right. So last time we played, you guys are trying to figure out a way to get to the volcano. You know the dragon slaying hammer is in the volcano. You know that the blue fir trees that you need to harvest the sap from to try to halt the demonic corruption that is spreading through Desi and Trestius. Those trees grow on the slopes of the volcano. The problem is that the area around the volcano is really, really hot, and makes sleeping and recovering a chore. So you've retreated somewhat to a safe location away where it's a little bit more temperate to try to come up with a plan. Perhaps against all wisdom, Trestius has taught Caldi some sorcery, including the ability to, in theory, make himself immune to fire. Not going to help the rest of you too much, but it's a start. And Desi had an interesting conversation with a traveling necromancer who,
Oh yeah.
with his little army of highly polished and lacquered skeletons, is making his way towards Hythe to enact some bloody vengeance. One could say he has a bone to pick with them.
I have no
Hundred
problem with
party
him doing
was-
Ah, I like it. Well, I can't say.
But he was a pleasant enough fellow. Spent some time with you before heading off, and other than that, it is morning. It is getting towards the end of summer, and we'll turn things over to you guys to decide what you would like to do.
Oh, that's quite the party. If I remember well,
I'd
we
like to
came
check my
back.
character sheet.
We came back to the fire, and Desi was chatting while the undead were placing stuff and preparing supper or something like that.
Yeah, they were getting everything ready, and then they headed out in the morning.
Okay, I've got D6 food, if that means anything to anybody.
Okatai had gone hunting and brought back a deer, so there is some meat that can be cooked.
I'm also down to a D6 in food.
That's why I was hunting.
Yeah, I gave Desi some and rolled poorly.
Yeah,
Well,
I've
I
got
can
a
cook.
D6 food, D8 water, and I put my end notes in the Discord.
Oh.
Perfect.
Let's
I still have D12 water. We're good with that. I'm good with that.
Yeah, I'm good with water too.
Let's cook supper and entertain our guests. I imagine.
No, I can get to work cooking if we've got the ingredients.
Yeah, I got a deer. Should be a bit of food.
Looks like I haven't named the necromancer.
I
Can you
remember he
teach me
was a
anything?
dwarf.
I've got 7 experience.
I remember he was a dwarf.
He is a dwarf.
But I don't have a name.
So handy
Caldy,
dandy
are
range
you-
generators for.
Are you looking to learn necromancy now, Calling?
I want to learn everything.
Hmm.
This always
Well,
ends
I'm-
well.
I am interested in your magic. Perhaps we can teach each other.
Oh, you mean runes? Oh, those are easy. I could teach you that in an afternoon.
Well,
Somehow that
And-
frightens me. If everything
And
you
it's
learn about
foolproof.
magic can fit in an afternoon.
It's foolproof and it always works. Ask Desi.
What? So, hello.
The only time that Caldy's magic didn't work, he passed out from it and didn't notice it didn't work.
Oh, yeah.
So he thinks his magic's perfect.
My concern with staying around too long is that this blood disease that Desi and I are inflicted by is going to progress.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, that must be addressed.
I'm definitely looking to go fetch that tray as soon as possible. The plan
Looking
was
for that.
to-
Is that like a scouting role there, Chris?
No, you spotted the trees. They just grow on the side of the volcano.
We need to make
So
an
we just gotta get to
expedition-
them.
Yep. That's what I was planning for tomorrow. Or today? Oh, in the morning?
I think it's still evening. Doesn't look like it. Looks like you have gone hunting and stuff. So, Desi's found the necromancer. He's come back to the camp. So,
Yeah, that's what I remembered. Well,
New friends.
if you have yeah, you did a Caldy there.
I didn't mean to. It just
I
kind of
mean-
worked out that way.
Were you standing
What
guard
he
and
said.
decided to go away while you saw something and brought back friends?
I was keeping watch while you guys went out and did stuff, like get water and food. He was fine. He was sleeping.
I mean, you actually did a Colby.
the necromancer will speak up. He's like, I feel I've been remiss. My name is Drog.
Oh, well, glad to meet you.
And I do have some food that I could spare if you're in need. I wouldn't want to impose, but I can pay for time by your fire.
Well, from what Desi tells me, you have a bone to pick with Ite.
They need to be shown the error of their ways.
With great prejudice.
I think we can all agree that there are no friends of ours.
Yeah.
We could help you with that.
That's appreciated, but it's not your fight, and I wouldn't want to impose.
Well, perhaps you can do us a favor.
I'd love to be of service.
The volcano nearby, there's some trees, and there's bark that we need. Your servants, if you can animate them for that long, would probably not be harmed by the heat. If you can help us get the bark, then perhaps we can help you deal with the height.
Well, I'm certain we can do that. That seems relatively trivial, really. Well, for them, I understand that the temperatures near the volcano would be intense for the still living.
And you can maintain control over them long enough.
Oh yeah, they do what they're asked.
But the magic will fall apart eventually.
Eventually, but the funny thing is on this island is there's always more troops.
Ah.
And honestly,
True.
once they've fallen apart, you just reanimate them.
There's still danger to anybody.
Oh yes, magic is not to be trifled with.
Everyone looks at Calden.
What? What? I'm a master. Don't worry about it.
But if you don't mind me sharing your fire, I'll get some volunteers to go and find some of that bark that you need.
We'll be glad to have you.
So, he kind of walks over to like his troops, and he actually does ask them. He's like, "So I'm looking for volunteers to go over towards the volcano there," and he kind of points to it, and he talks to them just like they're actual like living soldiers. And you see like 3 or 4 of them kind of step forward to volunteer. He's like, "Okay, go to the cart. Take some of the weapons just in case. Don't start anything, but defend yourselves if necessary." The skeletons kind of nod. You're not sure if there's any intelligence to them or if he's like subtly manipulating them.
Well, Trustius will be paying attention to see if there's a difference.
I don't know if you can actually make a die roll or not, but give me a scouting roll if you can.
Let's find out. And Scouting.
You might need to switch the orientation of your phone to get access to all of the skills.
Oh. I don't. If you can't see it, you got a success. So yeah, he does not seem to be manipulating. It seems like there is actually a glimmer of intelligence in these troops.
So he's put the willpower into letting them have a brain.
Yeah, he's put the willpower in to make them like actual, not necessarily sentient or sapient, but to give them a brain.
And how many does he have?
He's got about a half dozen, maybe 8.
I mean, that's not easy.
No.
Like, that's really, really hard. Like, from Trustius' point of view, that's remarkably dangerous magic to try to do that.
It is. Very dangerous.
Unless he knows something that I don't.
That's a possibility as well.
Interesting.
But yeah, he sends his people off. And I'll use the term people loosely. Well.
Let's get the meals going then.
Oh, certainly. I've got a couple people that can help you prepare if you don't mind.
Resin, you want some hands? Kitchen hands, I mean, not actual hands.
What kind of meal are we cooking here?
Gear.
I don't know, but I'm slowly losing interest.
Yeah, maybe I just had a sandwich.
But yes, Ryzen, you can definitely cook up the deer meat if you like.
Sweet.
So you can basically you can roll a d6. That's how much of the meat you managed to get cooked during the quarter day. If you accepted the undead's help, they will add 2 to what you roll.
Sure.
Okay. So the skeletons go about with general like kind of kitchen busy work, basically like your sous chefs.
I want to roll the d6. Where am I rolling it again? Oh, the combat tab.
No, the main chat tab for Foundry. There's like little dice tray down at the bottom. Yep.
Sorry, wrong tab.
No worries. Ooh, excellent. So yeah, with their help, you managed to get all of the deer prepped and cooked. That is enough for 5 dice worth of food to be distributed amongst the party.
Well, I'm at a d6. I know that.
Yeah, so am I.
I think Desi was also at a D6. I was stressed.
Yep.
Well, two of us then, was it three of us can get to a D10 then, or, right?
I'm at a D8, so I'm not in any kind of danger.
I'm at D8 too, so um,
You might as well take it since I can't probably add it to my sheet.
we can put everyone at D8, and then that's 4 more. So yeah, everybody would be at D10 except one person at D8.
Well, you've
Sorry,
got,
one person would be what?
well, you've got, you've only got 5 meat because there was only 5 to cook.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I was.
Oh, I
had
thought it was
7
6. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, there was 5 meat and 3 pelts. So you can bring Ryzen, Desi, and Caldi all up to a D8, and then there's 2 more dice to distribute. Or those 2 could be eaten in lieu of rolling.
I'll probably have to hunt a bit more so we can top off everybody better. But
No, I'm not. I'm
Let's-
not too proud. I'm taking one of those Ds.
I was going to say let's give Risen food because he's the one who cooked it. And yeah, let's give the other one to Desi because she's been having shit luck with her food. I'd rather she have a bigger nose.
Periodically, you get the feel that a squirrel is watching you.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's why we have so much shit with our food.
So yeah, so as you guys are cooking up your meal and kind of sitting around the campfire and talking, Drug's like, so, I mean, what are you guys doing out this far? I mean, you're not from Hythe, are you? Because
Nope.
that would be uncomfortable.
No.
No, we had
Not even a little.
We had an unpleasant experience there too, and we were happy to get out.
Oh, okay.
You seems to have it.
And then the unpleasantness followed us until we beat the unpleasantness brains in.
I'm not sure
Yeah.
those guys were from Hyde though. Because we encountered some witch hunters people, but they were like demon corrupted underneath.
Oh yeah, that's Hythe.
That's Hyde.
That's just semantics to me. They're from Hythe, as far as I was concerned.
Yeah.
Oh,
that-
the thing is, we had another problem with another city with demon infested people, so I thought that maybe we had some like
This
the
whole
unfortunate
island is a
thing-
problem.
Yeah. I didn't say Hyde was not a problem. Hyde is definitely a problem.
Yeah, there's no shortage of people that will do, whatever is necessary to attain some semblance of power. Usually, studying forbidden art or, making deals with demons. If people know that they're stuck on the island, then many people devolve into a kind of get what's right for me and screw everybody else kind of mentality.
Which one are you?
I mean, I've made mistakes in the past, I'm not going to lie. But
Then you studied some magic that certainly the people in Hythe would frown upon.
well, I was a magician. I've been a magician for a long while. I mean, probably not as long as you. Or maybe, I don't know. I can never tell how old your people are. But no, I met somebody that showed me the error of my ways.
The error of your ways. What was that error?
Well, I was one of those people that would be willing to do just about anything for power. I mean,
You have power.
well, I
A
do.
great deal of it, from what I can see.
Power doesn't come without cost.
That I'm aware of.
I mean, I stopped shy of making deals with demons or things of that nature, but there's some people who are dead that probably would not have been if I'd been a better person back then.
And we won't judge you for that.
But yeah, met somebody, became a better person, and then I took her away from me. So fuck them.
But who taught you your magic?
Jeez, another member of my clan. Really, really talented dwarf. Well, he's probably still alive. I mean, not much can kill him. Guy named Corvald. He's from our clan is a fair ways from here to the north.
Were you in a mountain?
You think just because I'm a dwarf, I lived in a mountain?
No, I'm trying to find a word to describe the right place. Because we've met some dwarven refugees that were driven out of their mountain by a dragon.
Oh, that sucks. No. No,
So I was trying to pinpoint in case you were gone so long that you didn't know.
No. Our homestead was it's on the banks of a river up to the north. The other side of kind of the. I don't know how far have you guys traveled? Where are you from? Have you been to the Central Plateau?
Central Plateau? I don't think so.
Right,
I
so
don't think so.
Oh, we have a map. Maybe you can help us like fill in a couple of blanks.
Yeah,
So we know where to go.
Caldiopolos etchings.
oh,
And we'll show them this little melted Ankh symbol that we've been exploring.
huh. So you guys haven't moved far from the docking place then?
We haven't been around that long though.
Like every time we go a bit far, there's some things that happen that make us need to go back home for a few days. And yeah.
Broken
That's-
harbor.
Yeah, well, that's the problem with having a home, right?
Yeah.
So I take it you guys. You guys.
But I
came,
like your thing.
You guys came by boat, right? You're not native.
No, we're not
Yep.
native.
Did it tell you like the old story about like everybody that's on this island came by the boat, and did they feed you that line of crap?
Yep.
Yeah, they're full of shit.
Yeah, we got to the demon part of the story.
Yeah.
Do you know how far we can go with a boat without risking just dying? 'Cause there's a few islands on the away from the coast. I've heard some things that are there, but I don't know if we can actually ride a boat that far from the main island without like going sploosh.
I really couldn't tell you.
They kind of guess.
I mean, there's really only one way to find out. I mean, I've never left the island.
Yeah.
Never had any need to. And my understanding from the scholars back in our clan is that everybody that sets foot on the island or is born on the island, everybody that lives on the island, is bound to it in some fashion.
Yeah. But talking about home, I really like your thing, like the house on wheel you got.
Yeah, gotta make do, right?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Well, let me look at this here map. It's like, oh shit. You
I
guys
got
are
a couple.
you guys are pretty new, aren't you?
Yep.
Yeah, pretty new.
All right.
We got a couple of points that was given to us by people we've met, but a couple of points.
So this place here, this barrels that you've got marked. If you go north of that, a couple of days you'll run into a mountain range, and then that would mountain range lead into an area that my people call the Central Plateau. Pretty nice area, fertile land, farmlands, wonderful goblin community there.
Oh, the inventor we met, think came from there.
I wouldn't be surprised. They I mean, people might talk shit about goblins, but the folks there in the plateau, they're pretty inventive people. I mean, nothing quite on par with like fine dwarven craftsmanship. But I think the big difference is dwarves will go like, that's a dumb idea, it'll never work, and goblins go like, that's a dumb idea, let's try it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Let's hire some dwarves to try it.
the goblin we met had made a flying machine.
Oh. Well, as long as he didn't
we-
try to fly off the island, he's probably fine.
We lost him when we got attacked by something terrible.
And then probably about a week or so north of the Goblin City is where my clan is.
On the plateau itself.
No, the other side of the northern mountains from the plateau. There's a couple of
Okay.
rivers up there, and my people are kind of nestled in the crook of them.
Oh,
So no, not all dwarves live in caves and mountains. I mean,
no judgment there. Just making sure that if something happened to your people, how could I warn you?
you might be interested to know that there are some Wolfkin tribes up a couple of days to the east of where my village is.
Oh. I did meet some Wolfkin. They were on a recon mission, but I never got to their main encampment.
So
Might
yeah,
have been that.
there's a fair bit you guys haven't seen yet, but it's worth
We
exploring.
need elves, not goblins or wolfkin.
Elves?
Elves.
Oh, elves. There's I know of some elves up in the Western Bay. They're kind of standoffish, but I'm not an elf, so they might be a little xenophobic. I don't know much about them, but I do know that there's a number of them up towards the Western Bay. You might have luck, being an elf yourself.
Merhobs. Depending on what they think of my magic.
Yeah. Well, your elven magic is infinitely preferred to my dwarven magic, even if they are the same type.
There's some differences, though. I'm not sure how you keep this many awake at once without great danger to yourself.
Oh, I've got some tricks up my sleeve. My teacher Cormold fashioned a device for me.
May I say it?
I suppose. He kind of.
If you show me yours, I'll show you mine.
Okay.
Izzy's gonna take, or Desi's gonna take a step back, like, I don't think I want to be between.
Yeah, I'm gonna be
I
a
don't
little
think I want
out
to be.
in
Yeah.
a different area.
I'm just gonna back away.
And he stands up and he kind of takes off his like little light jacket and kind of like pulls his shirt down, and you can see like where his heart would be on that kind of like left central part of his chest. It's basically like a flap of skin that's been kind of bolted into place. He kind of like carefully like undoes the bolts like little wing nuts, and kind of peels the flesh back. And where his heart should be, there is a mechanical device.
Desi watches this in horror. Like, oh god, he's opening his chest. What the fuck?
May I look closer?
Yeah. I mean, don't touch it.
Certainly not.
I'm sorry. What did he just do? He undid his shirt and he like has an opening in his chest.
Yep, and like a little mechanical device where his heart should be.
It's like that chick that was built out of armor.
Oh, Terramalda.
Yeah.
I don't think Cormald built her. I don't believe so, but
We had to throw her into the sea.
well, that should slow her down.
Yeah, should give us
That's
a bit
the
of time.
hope. Sorry, you don't think who built her?
Cormald, my teacher.
And he built your,
Heart?
whatever that is?
Yes. Like I did him a favor. I helped with a curse that was affecting his family. He built this for me as a show of thanks. Seems to give me a much better grasp of those who volunteer to serve in the army, as it were.
My trinket is much less impressive. A simple lure. And I'll show him the lure.
I mean, there's no such thing as a simple magical item. It's all in how they're used. I assume this does something similar, augment your abilities?
I'm told that this, if attached to a rib, will animate or maintain control of anything dead. Not indefinitely, but if I would affix it to one of your servants, then it would be beholden to me instead of you. I've not tested it, though.
Well, I mean, if you want to, feel free. I just would like him back.
Yeah, we found out that it doesn't work on Incorporeal one because they don't have ribs to fix them to.
That would make sense.
It is limited. However, I have met a pair of Death Knights. It might be useful there.
Death Knights.
Oh yeah, they're pretty friendly.
Not the ones I've met.
Yeah, old king and queen.
Not familiar, but most of them are old nobility of some sort.
Don't think they were planned. They just somebody plans backfire to kill them, and they rose.
Oh.
And they're trying to build back what they lost, and now they have all the time in the world to do so.
I suppose. I mean, here I am, trying to make sure that people don't get the wrong ideas about, all necromancers are the same, and I'm painting your Death Knights with the same brush of the Death Knights that I encountered, so
Yeah,
that's quite
That's why
hypocritical of me.
that's why I'm warning you of them. So if you meet them, I think if you go back to your people through the barrow, you might cross their path. So
Oh, okay.
just be aware that they're good people, and I would recommend being kind to them. They're a friend.
I will keep an open mind.
Grateful you do.
And to answer your earlier question, we are here to seek a hammer from the volcano. A weapon rumored to be able to kill dragons.
Oh, that is impressive.
I talked to you about the dwarven refugee that was driven back out of their mountain because of dragon. Yeah, that's the dragon we're planning on trying to use the hammer on.
Well, dwarves and dragons have a long-standing enmity. Both of them often covet the same things.
Yeah.
Well, I certainly wish you luck.
Oh. Your mentor was savvy in making enchanted item.
Yes.
Uh, one of the reason we were endeavor all of this is we also like this is a step toward trying to kill a demon.
Hmm.
We need to make a weapon that can actually kill a demon. Those dwarves said they'd be willing to help us a bit with that if we.
Well, fine dwarven craftsmanship. Hard to beat.
Yeah. By any chance, had you any knowledge on making such enchanted item yourself?
That is not my skill set.
Your mentor didn't teach you that part.
No, he was a craftsman before he turned his thoughts to magic. I was a soldier before I picked up magic, so generally, once one learns magic, you don't tend to study much else after that.
I can understand. I'll still have to brave the heat of the volcano to try to find that armor, even if you help us with the bark, which is greatly appreciated.
I mean, if any of you are skilled in blood magic, there's methods there to protect yourself. My understanding is that some of the dwarves know how to impart their knowledge of the elements temporarily to others to protect them, but that's not something I'm capable of.
My people have more knowledge and understanding of cold and frost than heat. Such as this volcano is gonna be, I'm not sure how to say that, but unfriendly.
It's gonna try to cook us.
Yep. With the giant worm, fire worm, and the fire salamander. But gotta find that hammer.
Well, I certainly wish you luck. I'm going to turn in for the evening, if you don't mind.
I'd have one last question, if you don't mind.
Certainly.
You said I'd killed the person who brought you back on the right path.
Yep.
Can I ask you about her?
What would you like to know?
Well, just who she was. You're mounting an attack, and I think whatever happened, good stories and people should be remembered.
Well, she was the daughter of a farmer. My compatriots and I were we weren't good people. And when we raided their particular farm, she defied us. She stood up to us. And ordinarily, we would strike down those who did, but there was just something about her. You know, you meet that person.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, my compatriots didn't agree with me, and we parted ways. And when he says they parted ways, he kind of looks over, like, towards a couple of the skeletons that are, like, busy chopping vegetables.
Yeah. I got that.
But yeah, sometimes you just meet the right person.
I'm glad you did. Sorry you had to part way before you had a full life with her. I hope your campaign against Ike is as glorious and resounding as I hope it will be.
I probably wouldn't have minded too much if, she was actually, I understand people don't like magic users, they don't like sorcerers. Had she been any of those things, but she wasn't. innocent person who was accused by one of their upper townspeople, whatever they call the rulers. So,
Well, when you get there, plenty of people that were killed are still outside the door. A bunch of them might still be sorcerers, so you might get more troops for the war that actually can add more magic to that.
well, that's good to know. Well, I've got a big day tomorrow, so I'm gonna crash. Thank you very much for the companionship.
Thanks for the stories and the information.
And my folks should be back probably before dawn with the bark. It's a little bit of a walk, and they're not super fast.
That's already a great help.
Yeah. And then he'll just kind of trundle off to his little cart.
I take a look at the cart, like trying to understand how it's made. That's nice.
It's basically it's like the fantasy equivalent of an RV.
Yeah. Always love those.
And I believe that actually takes us probably nighttime then, because there was hunting during the evening, nighttime. So, what would people like to do during the night?
I guess I'm on watch.
I would like to sleep.
Sleepy time.
I can do a watch.
It's my time to sleep.
All right. So Caldi and Ryzen, you guys, one of you can give me a scouting roll with a +1 from the other person helping.
Mine's a 4.
Mine is currently 6.
Okay, take my +1.
All right.
But I'm sleeping in the morning.
So the night passes quietly, but early, probably about 4 o'clock in the morning. You can start to see, Ryzen and Caldi, you guys can both see like the faint little crack of dawn kind of like starting to creep up. And then there's like a cracking sound as the thunder starts, and you know that there is rain on the way. On the plus side, the rain may make the heat a little bit more bearable. But
Maybe.
Everybody wakes up when you guys get up in the morning. The necromancer and his cart they've already moved on. Partway during your watch, though, Caldine Ryzen, the skeletons do return with like these strips of like this kind of like dark blue, almost black bark.
Cool. Do we have to do anything with this?
I think we need to prepare it into unguent.
Like a tea?
No, I think it's applied topically. I think.
It's actually brewed into a tea.
Oh, you were right then.
But everybody wakes up as the rain starts. You guys can decide what you would like to do in the morning. Everybody can roll for their food and water.
I'm going to be sleeping.
And everybody who slept during the night can hit their rest button.
Yeah, I'm out of food now.
Did you raise your food dice before rolling?
No. Was I supposed to?
Yep.
Oh, how much did we...
You had a D.
It would have gone
Yeah,
up to a D10, so it'd be down to a D8.
Okay. And am I still down in empathy?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I have to keep remembering to check that off.
And Trustius and Desi can both give me endurance rolls.
Oh, damn it. Well, at least it's based on strength. And not on empathy.
Right. So far, the corruption does not seem to be spreading any further. But you guys have the morning.
Can we try brewing some tea to see if it helps?
You certainly can. It is a medicine roll.
Would that be the full quarter day, or is that a?
It is the full quarter day because you basically boil it down into like a sap, into like this very, very thick tea.
Okay. Resin, would you be willing to help with that? Because you're better at cooking than I am.
Actually uses the alchemy talent.
Yeah. Ealing. Yeah, I said cooking, but Ealing is also way better than me. and alchemy use healing, if I remember well.
Yep. So if Ryzen would like to boil the bark down into tea, that is a healing roll.
Sorry, healing roll?
Yep. Caldy is sleeping. What would Desi and Trustius like to do?
What are you doing? Sorry?
Ryzen is taking the tree bark down and starting to distill it down into the medicine you need.
Okay.
Cursing and swearing along the way, judging by that roll.
Oh yeah, lots of swearing.
I'll stay on watch. We're gonna need more food though. If we're
Yeah.
gonna go.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. Is there a negative if you unt twice in the same X?
There is. There's a -1.
Yeah. Because okay. How are you at hunting, Justice?
I'm capable. I was planning on preparing something to help us with the volcano, but I can hunt if that's required.
No. If you have something in mind for the volcano, go for it. I had also something I want to prepare for the volcano, but I can start by hunting. So if we take the day to prepare stuff, I'll go hunting. That's good with you?
So there'll be a survival roll at -1 from Okatai.
Survival. -1.
So many tables.
I have 2 roll on the hunting table.
I think my list of tables needs a find. Oh, there we go. Find a prey. So you found a deer, or you can roll again, but you have to take the new roll.
I think deer is pretty much high on the choice
Okay.
of quality praise, so I think I'm gonna stay with it.
Okay, so that is a marksmanship roll to take down the deer.
Or is he going to get an animal companion?
I did use the hunting table to get the animal companion. That's why my friend is a boar.
That's it. All right. So you managed to find another deer. And, spend the morning kind of tracking it until you get it into the right position that you can take it down cleanly. Trustius, what are you doing this morning?
I'm gonna go eat a forest,
All right.
which is a terrible idea because I can't even see my rolls, but I'm gonna try. So I'll pull out my spell book with my steel life thingamajigger. See if I can roll this. What's the ingredient for steel life? Chris, can you look that up real quick?
Yep.
I think it's just a drop of blood.
I think so.
It's so hard for me to see anything on this little phone.
The ingredient is a living animal.
Oh, I don't have one of those.
Yeah, the deer is dead. Sorry.
Oh, it doesn't give me a grimoire for steel life. Maybe you can't do it. Ingredient. Big cast. Okay. How do I make less? Okay, there we go. Hold the button. We're learning, folks.
For anybody who might be watching, Tony got called to another province for a work thing, so he's playing on his phone.
So this, I think power level goes up by 1 if you have the grimoire, right?
Grimoire,
Or
I
is it
think.
1?
No, it reduce the level of the spell by 1 to determine save casting.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so it's considered to be a
Level
level
1.
2.
Yeah, correct. Yeah. Gotcha. All right, see what happens. Don't die.
You managed to not explode yourself.
Nice. What's the power level?
Power level 2.
And so that's 4, right? I think it's twice, right?
I believe so.
Can't even look up my own spells.
You get willpower equal to twice the power level.
Yeah, so 4. Perfect. That's exactly what I was looking for. And I'm making coffee if you're wondering what that sound is.
All right. It does take you all morning, but you do replenish some willpower.
Perfect.
It takes us to the afternoon, and by the time afternoon rolls around, Ryzen, you have this like very thick, viscous. We're calling it a tea in the loosest sense of the word. You're not sure how they're going to drink it, but they'll have to find a way to choke it down. Basically, it's like if tea was the consistency of like thick molasses.
I got to make it taste extra Buckley's.
Just more water, right?
It is very Buckley's. As a trained chef, you're like, oh, this could use some juniper, and yeah. It is like
No, the hate is what's going to help bring out whatever's in them. Just the hate all coming out of it.
that's right. Just the sheer hate. But yeah, it's to your trained alchemist eye, it's ready. I mean, you've never made it before, and you're not really sure what it's supposed to look like, but you're positive that it's ready.
Raisins. It makes Buckley's taste like the finest wine.
So that's ready.
Lunch is ready. And by lunch, I mean, yeah, enjoy.
Hey, Resin, I got you another deer.
Am I supposed to turn that into medicine too?
No, just food.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, if you don't mind, because we're gonna starve if we. There's nothing to hunt on the volcano, so we better stock up before we go.
Oh, good idea. Good idea. Hey, Chris, how about a general question? What if instead of turning this into like a simple meat, you turn it into a jerky? Can you get more without having to roll, or is it just food is food?
It's just food is food. Basically, because you're adding it to your rations, to your food diet, it is essentially becoming like jerky or pemmican or something long lasting.
Okay.
All right, so afternoon. Trustius and Desi, Ryzen has concocted a, we're going to call it a potion for you.
Potion seems like a strong word.
Yeah, that I don't know enough about potions to know if potion's a strong word, but it looks a lot like tea to me.
I think we could put that on toast. Feels like
A spread?
Molasses.
Oh, we can put some deer blood in it. We can put some deer blood in it, and then it could be like Jägermeister.
No, that's nasty. What?
So is this.
I appreciate the warning. I'm not looking forward to it.
Well, depending on your reaction, maybe I can add alcohol to it and serve it at the bar.
My other plan was to haul your soul out of your body and put it in someone else's. So perhaps the tea will work.
What? Let's hope for the
Try
tea.
Try the
I'm
tea.
sorry. You want to do what?
I want you to drink the tea.
I think though that the tea was we'll have to do that a couple of times. It's not a fix. It's to maintain the situation. We need to get that tar blessed in a temple of a goddess that doesn't exist on this island if we want it to be like forever. So we'll need more of that bark, and don't know if we
Oh,
could-
that's right. I was going to start a religion.
Yeah, you said something about that.
All right, so you guys downing the potion?
Oh yeah. I don't want to end up in somebody else's body.
It happened once. Let's not do it again.
I don't know if Caldy wants to stay in his own.
I mean, depends on how many more parts you lose, I suppose.
Yeah,
Do you
I'm getting
wanna-
low on pieces.
Little
I
bit.
mean, next time that the witch take over your body, just grab her body and stay in it.
Could happen.
Happened once.
All right. So yeah, so you guys kind of like choke down this minty, piney, junipery, Buckley's molasses type thing. And
I can't believe you drank that. No, I'm kidding. It should be good.
but it At first, you feel like it feels warm. As it kind of goes down your throat, and you feel it like coating your throat and coating like its whole way down to your stomach, where it sits fairly heavily. And then there's like this little kind of gurgle feeling in your stomach, and then the gurgling becomes kind of like a roiling turmoil in your stomach.
That doesn't feel good.
And then this heat starts to like move from your stomach like through your circulatory system. It feels like you're on fire. It is burning and burning. Those of you who are watching, you can actually see like a little bit of steam starting to come off like those where the blood is leaking from their neck and stuff. You can see steam as this concoction kind of interacts with this contagion. And for Trustius and Desi, it seems like it lasts forever. But really, it's only probably about 10 or 15 seconds. And then the heat kind of subsides. And the bleeding on your neck seems to kind of dry up. Almost like instant scabification. Which I don't know if was a word, but sounded cool.
It is now a word.
But yes, this concoction has at least temporarily halted the progression of the Crimson Sickness. It does not cure it. The penalties that you had remain, but you no longer have to make endurance rolls every morning to see if it progresses.
Oh, that's nice.
And you don't have to drink it every day, I hope.
No, you do not.
Oh, God bless. We'll still grab more bark just in case, but
Yes, please.
just in case something happened or somebody else get infected, just let's grab more.
And actually, both of you can make me a lore roll.
Okay. I'm not used to Desi being asked for a lore roll. She's not exactly the...
Oh, don't forget your human talent to switch a skill.
Yeah, I don't think I can swap it out for melee endurance or might.
I mean, if it's happening inside your body, you could switch it for endurance.
I think really hard.
Yeah, I don't know what you're rolling for, so I don't know what you're
Me
rolling
neither.
for, so
Yeah.
I don't have anything intelligent to say. I mean,
Huh.
it worked.
I'm not as smart as Trustius, obviously, but
So
no surprise there.
So, since both of you have experienced this firsthand, this corruption was demonic in nature. And the way this thick blue concoction interacted with it, that would probably be antithetical to a demon. I.e., it would function very similar to a poison that affects demons.
Yeah, Desi's gonna kind of roll her cup from side to side after she drinks it. Trustius, I got a question for you.
Sure.
If I stabbed somebody with a blade coated in this stuff, and they were demony, do you think it would do anything? Because I'm thinking it looks disgusting, but it might coat a blade enough.
If it affects demon blood as much as it affects the corruption that we're suffering from, then It's worth a try. Perhaps we can weaponize it.
Somebody said something about poison.
Your harpoons.
Yep.
So I'm thinking this is kind of, and she'll still be like rolling the cup back and forth. See how it kind of clings a bit?
Not just a bit.
I
Your,
can,
your
st-
glass
I
is
can,
coated.
I can still feel it on the back of my teeth.
That's how you know it's working.
I'm gonna scrape my tongue right now.
Just do it
Right.
slowly and
Yeah,
sexily.
Maybe I'll have to check the wood. Maybe the wood is like the dark wood, but for demon.
So you want to weaponize my medicine?
I want to
Yeah.
medicine your medicine and also weaponize it.
I'm thinking like I was thinking it might stay on a blade long enough to, stab somebody. But I mean, your poison stuff that you coat your harpoons in now, it kind of sinks in, doesn't it? Because I'm thinking this would sink into wood really nice.
I've been thinking about trying to poison demon for a while, but I hadn't found the like starting point for that. This could work.
I hope. I mean, it couldn't hurt to try, right? It either does something or it does nothing, and it's not like it's going to heal them.
Well, if we're gonna kill a god, I'm gonna try to brew the worst poison I can think of, so I can add that to the mix and see if it helps.
Because either we're at square one or this helps.
Yep.
So it doesn't hurt to try.
We'll when we go to the volcano tomorrow, we'll need to find those trees to get more and some of the wood. So if somebody else get infected or
Oh yeah, we're gonna want to stockpile this shit.
Chris, can I
yeah.
ask you a question?
Sure.
Was there enough of that bark for me to make more to take with us? Because I was reading the alchemy tree again and it said something about depending on how much you can store up to like 10 doses or something if you have containers or something.
Yeah, it's 10 doses in a bottle.
It's 10 doses in a bottle, but there was only enough for 2 doses.
Okay.
We'll try to get more. Like if we can have a bottle or two of that stuff for poison and medicine purpose, that would be great. I think it's worth braving the volcano for.
I wasn't planning to become a traveling snake oil salesman, but here we are.
You didn't expect to be a knee-breaking warrior eater, so.
That's true. I did not think for a second I was going to become a knee-breaking fighter.
So, it's just another thing on the list.
All right. So, for the afternoon, what are you guys doing?
So where'd you find these trees?
I'm
On the volcano. We need
plugging my rest button.
we'll need to go to the volcano to get that.
Shit. Okay.
What were you saying, Colby?
I said I'm clicking my rest button. That's what I'm doing.
Wakey, wakey.
I actually could use some rest too.
Take a rest. We have a deer to cook eventually, but you can rest for now.
Talents cost 3 times the level, right? So to bring something up to
Uh,
3 would be 9.
Yes.
Okay. I'll do that next week then.
I want to go out a bit away from the camp, so I don't put you in danger. But try to bind magic to make an item that could help us with the volcano. I'm expressing that like out loud. I'd rather you know what I'm doing.
What are you making?
Something to control the weather.
I was thinking that I would enchant Desi's helmet to protect her from the fire.
Yeah.
Well, the weather might work.
I mean, weather will help us if the weather get worse than it is, but it won't protect us from how terrible it is from the start. It's just that the last time we were there, and then the wind rose, and then it got like fire, dust. It got bad. So I just want to make it in case we get there, but items that protects against the temperature would be great. But I can't make those. So if you think you can enchant some of that, that'd be great. Try to help us against that. Because even sleeping over there is impossible.
It'll take some time and a little more for us before I can make something for everyone, but I figure we'll start with Desi's helm. After I put so much time into it, we might as well make it special.
I think it's special. Keeps my brain inside. I like that.
Good.
Although if it could, stop my brain from cooking, I'd really like that too, because sweet. Fuck, it's hot up there.
You keep watch and give me the helm.
Sure.
Suggest that you don't come too close as I'm doing my magic, or Okatai. His magic is just as dangerous if it gets out of control.
Oh yeah, we're gonna stay apart from each other so that those things don't mix.
If I help, you get a bonus.
No, Caldy, you should watch from a safe distance. But this is outside your capabilities quite yet. I'll teach you soon, my young apprentice.
Always two there are.
Yeesh.
I had pigeons and cage on my horse.
Yep.
Wait, I'm the one that looks like Yoda.
I'm gonna grab a feather from the bottom of the cage as a focus as an item to cast a spell. Ingredients, that's the word I was looking for.
All right.
So that I can make it easier. And I'm gonna take I have a bronze locket that we found as a minor treasure that I'm gonna enchant that.
I tend to use luck all the time.
It's because every time you go down, you take a critical.
Yeah. And I go down a lot.
I just forget how many times we've actually rolled criticals in this campaign. Because I have one rank of lucky, but I could buy all three, and I'm just trying to decide.
I did buy all three and it saved my life a couple of times, but I do block stuff with my face. Like
True.
Desi has a shield, I have a face.
Yeah, like I have just enough XP to buy both Lucky 2 and 3, and I'm kind of like, do I want to keep trying to be a damage dealer, or do I want to go back to focusing on surviving?
Lucky is the tank talent so far. Like
It absolutely is. Like level 2 is you roll twice, you get to invert the dice, and then you get to choose the critical that's better. And rank 3 is you just pick the critical that you suffer.
for a berserker that is gonna go down multiple times in a fight, yeah, I need lucky.
Yeah. And it counteracts Executioner if you ever run into anybody with that, because Executioner, if you don't have lucky, is like, I'm going to choose what critical I inflict.
Which is terrible.
It's great when you combine it with Axe Fighter.
Oh yeah, I'm terrified of a guy with executioner and an axe. Every time you had an NPC with an axe, I was like, oh no.
Yep.
Yeah, I was looking at Executioner too, but I'm not sure. I don't think we've ever had too many instances where we've had to worry about, let's say, doing an empathy or something before fighting something, but I don't know if it just means we haven't gone for death blows much.
We just let people die. We haven't killed them.
Yeah, usually
Look,
drop them
I'll
and
come
just
back.
leave. All right, so afternoon. What are folks doing?
I'm
Screw
gonna
it. I'm
use
gonna
my
work on buying Lucky too. Maybe someone can help me be lucky.
Okay,
I can teach you that.
okay.
Sweet.
All right, and Trustius?
I'm gonna do buy magic ritual for Firewalker on Desi's home.
I will be teaching Lucky in a safe distance.
All right, what is Desi doing?
Keeping watch, hopefully from a safe distance from both magic users.
All right,
The last thing I need is to get caught in two mishaps.
You can stand just in the middle so you can cut in both.
I don't want to be in that middle bit of a Venn diagram. Like, I just know.
Yeah.
Someone's blowing up.
all right. And what is Okatai doing?
Trying to use bind magic to make a Weathermaster trinket.
Aha. All right. So the Chaldean Rising, you guys can easily kind of like play some cards, play some games of chance, kind of like hone your skills. A little bit of ducking and dodging here and there. You know how to ward off blows. We can teach Lucky easily enough.
Actually, if I want, can I buy both levels now, or do I have to wait another quarter day for rank 3?
You can spend the XP while you rest. So,
Okay.
Yep.
I'm gonna buy both. Might as well.
may as well. All right. And Desi can give me a scouting roll. All right, Desi. And actually, we'll come back to you. Trustius and Okatai, you guys are playing around with dangerous forces. Best left alone.
Yep, exactly that.
You mean like the medicine I made?
Yeah, like that. Right. You guys can decide how much willpower points you want to put into your particular items.
So I need to put the willpower to cast the spell.
You need the
And-
willpower
and-
for the spell, and then the extra willpower for how long the binding lasts.
Okay.
So for 1 willpower, it'll last for a day or until triggered. For 2 willpower, it'll last forever or until triggered. And for 5 willpower, it'll last forever. It can be triggered once per day.
Yeah.
Big thing to keep in mind is that those extra willpower do count towards mishaps.
Yeah.
Yes, they do.
Do I roll the full willpower thing? Because we need to know the power level of the spell, and we need to know if I roll a mishap with the extra willpower. So that's just a bunch.
One
I mean, you
second.
should be able to just like roll the spell normal and then XD6 based on how much more power you're putting into it, right?
That's what I'm asking. Like, do I roll them separately or do I roll them together?
So the amount, so it's basically it's one spell, so they are rolled together because you need to have the willpower for both.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, so like if you want like a power level 3 Weather Master permanently, that's going to be 8 willpower.
Yep. That's where I'm going. I'm using the feather and I'm using my spell.
I mean, the good news is your devices work.
I can't see my roll. I don't know what happened.
You got power level 7 and a mishap. And Okutai got power level 8 and a mishap.
Oh, I only needed 6, but mishaps, yay. Yay.
You turned it into a fire helmet, not a fire
Alright.
easing.
So for Trustius. Spell also affects a friend or other unintended victim.
You made 2 helmet.
We were never
that's
that
fine.
close.
In the worst case, they're immune to fire for a bit.
Yeah.
Or they're stuck in a helmet. Either way.
A healing or helping spell affects an enemy alongside the intended target. There are no enemies, so you got off fairly lucky there.
You bounded another spell down.
And for Okutai. Ooh, Okutai cannot sleep for 4 days.
Oh, it's my turn.
Ooh.
It's my
Ouch.
turn.
But while they're playing around with magic and the two short people are mucking about, Desi, you smell smoke.
Now that's a fire.
And
The
then
smell
you
of light in the distance.
and then you see some of the furry little creatures kind of like running by you.
Ah, shit. Which direction's it coming from? Is it the same direction as the other fire was?
No, it is.
Oh,
It is coming from the basically kind of coming from the volcanic plains towards you. The good news is you made your scouting roll.
yep.
So give me a survival roll. All right. So yeah, so you see the animals moving. You know, the sorcerers are kind of like preoccupied with their thing. Shit. And then you remember, like, just this morning, like it rained heavy this morning. So you kind of like gather up what you can, kind of like get into like kind of the wet underbrush. You know, something where the fire's not likely to spread just because everything is soaking wet. And because you made your scouting roll to notice it in time and made the survival roll, you managed to bypass the fire.
Whew.
You managed to get everything like, you know, out of the way enough that the fire is no danger to you.
Yeah, it's not quite how fire works, but that's okay. I'll take it.
Gotta explain that you succeed on the roll somehow.
Yeah. As opposed to, sitting there and steam cooking.
But
Just
yeah,
gotta move everything up the hill.
yeah, just you kind of get to higher ground and the fire kind of breaks towards the west.
Good. I will try not to interrupt the guys doing magic. Since I don't absolutely have to, but I could certainly. I'm strong enough and stubborn enough that I can move shit around myself.
Yeah, everybody else is kind of like lazing about, and you're like, oh, moving the tent, moving the camp.
Oh, I mean, I wouldn't call it lazing about. They're trying not to cook their brains while they do stuff. From what I've seen.
But yes, basically, you had enough warning that you were able to get out of the path of the fire. But that will take us to evening. Tresius has a magic helmet. Okadai has a magic pendant. What would you guys like to do in the evening?
Well, certainly not sleep. uh,
Do you want me to rest now so we can get going in the morning?
yeah, I think it would be for the best.
I need to rest because I don't think I rested early.
Yeah,
We slept overnight.
yeah. Ryzen could to sleep. Ryzen, I think, stayed up.
Oh yeah, he didn't. He stayed up. Right,
I
right.
stayed up to
Uh,
guard,
Yeah.
so I
if
need
you
some rest so I can heal up.
if you rest right now, you'll be up tonight. Do you think you could cook the deer when you wake up?
Sure.
Thanks.
The
Because I don't know how to cook.
volcano almost did it for you.
Yep. Oh shit.
Yeah, the camp
a
looks kind
natural
of
smoker.
rearranged.
It's a natural smoker.
Yeah, kinda.
Oh, I didn't.
I get everything moved out of the way though, so
I didn't catch
wasn't
that though. Thanks. Damn.
yeah. Well, you guys were busy, and I didn't want to tap you on the shoulder and have my
Yeah, have
soul
something
sucked out of my
explode.
nose. Yeah. So if it was bad, I would have yelled.
Good news. I have something to deal with the rain or other shit that thrown at us while we're there. If it gets bad.
What do you mean? What'd you make?
Uh,
I saw you fiddling with something.
well, you remember when I cast away the rain last time?
Kinda.
Yeah. It was windy as like Resin almost flied over because of the wind.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Okay.
I made that into a pendant so that if, because it's hard to cast, I'd rather have it like, because if we go in the volcano and it keeps getting bad, I'll be able to use that like repeatedly to try to keep the weather out of our way. Because when we were forced to flee, like there was some dust cloud raising up with amber in them and shit like that. I don't want to have to deal with that. So it should like tame the weather while we're adventuring, like make it more manageable. Avoid us dealing with a thunderstorm in a volcano.
That's good.
Yeah. Maybe I can make it rain while we're out there to make it cooler. Maybe. Oh yeah. Should help. But I think Trish just made something to protect you from the fire. It should be even more useful.
Yes, the helmet is now enchanted. It'll protect you from fire and to some extent magic as well. For about 6 hours a day.
Oh.
At some point after the volcano, you'll be wielding a weapon against a god. A demon. It's likely to have fire, and this will help.
Probably. Yeah.
It's the best I can make it.
It's better than it was yesterday. And last week I didn't even have a helmet, so thank you. I'll
Just
try to
don't
keep you
miss.
alive.
Once we get
Oh,
you the weapon.
I don't plan to miss. And if I do miss, I'll just keep standing in front of it until I hit it. So
It's
But I
what,
don't plan to
evening
miss.
now?
Hmm?
We'll need to travel in the morning.
Hmm.
I'll, Ryzen, do you need to sleep or do you want me to cook this deer up? Or,
Ryzen was going to sleep, but I think he's gonna be up through the night after sleeping. But
no,
whoever can cook it up.
he's a better cook than I am.
Ryzen is dreaming of doing a medicinal glaze on the deer.
Mhm.
And Caldy, are you sleeping?
Yeah, I think I should sleep. We'll get us back on the regular schedule.
Yeah, makes sense.
Perfect. So who's on watch during the night?
Well, for night it'll be me, but for evening,
Evening, trusty skin during the evening.
Okay. I need a scouting roll then.
Looks like I'm crashed.
Oh.
Oh, no, it's coming back. It's coming back.
I
So
mean,
many pop-ups for such a little screen.
Oh yeah, it's terrible.
Oh my goodness, how do you do this, Okatai?
I struggle. That's why
Cody.
it's. I'm a computer now, but I was on that for like 8 months.
Roll the thing.
0 successes.
Push it. I don't think I can.
Yeah, usually you need help for that.
Oh, there you go. 2 successes, no banes.
Oh, nice. I'll take it.
And I'm gonna look for potato to go with the deer. I'm gonna forage.
Okay.
Try to boost the quantity of food we can make. That's a survival roll, I assume?
Yes, it is. Survival +1 because it is summer.
Because hunting would be at -2, so I'd rather not.
Oh, 3 successes. You actually find 3 vegetables.
We can make some deer stew.
Some deer stew. Tasty, tasty. All right. Ryzen is sleeping. Caldy is sleeping. Desi is.
Evening, I've really got nothing to do because I'll be sleeping overnight. I can help keep watch.
All right. So Desi and Trustius. You guys are keeping an eye on things. Caldy is snoring loudly. Ryzen is snoring loudly. Okta is off like looking for like roots and berries. And you guys hear like a groaning sound and a rustling in the trees.
Do you see what's making that noise?
Can I see what's making the noise?
Well, as you kind of look, and it is, it is still light because it's summer, and you can see just flashes. Like you can see some trees moving here and there. It's definitely something about human-sized, and then you see a human wearing like very badly beaten armor, practically falling off of him, kind of stumble out of the woods. His exposed flesh is just like covered in pustules and boils. And he kind of like stumbles towards you before kind of collapsing. And when he collapses, he splatters.
Ah, I didn't touch him.
Blood magic,
Mm-hmm.
potentially.
Is that what's gonna happen to us?
No, but it's something that Jakuz could do, likely. Almost certainly, he has the book. Is there any more?
Uh, I'll I'll look around a bit and see if I find any other people.
You take 15, 20 minutes giving this guy a fairly wide berth.
Oh yeah, I'm planning on like
Torturing him?
taking. No, what? No, I was gonna cover him up with brush and leaves and stuff, tossed from a distance, so that we don't,
While they're on fire?
accidentally.
You don't see any sign of anybody else. You do find on some of the trees nearby, like bits of flesh that have basically, like, imagine if he's like kind of like
Yep,
goopy,
scraped off on it.
scraped off on the trees.
Yeah. Uh. Okay. Trustius. There are bits as I come back. There are bits of him on some of the trees where I assume he was trying to stay upright. Uh, should we burn that off or just take a completely different path and keep an eye out for places he touched?
Probably best that we leave it alone. I would expect, hopefully, the rain will take care of it. I'm curious, though, perhaps what he may have had on him.
Ah, mm-mm, mm-mm,
Oh no, he'll be fine.
nope. No, we're not touching him. We're not going near him.
If I can find
No.
out what his name was, I can speak to him and find out what happened.
Can you do that kind of talk to the dead magic from a distance?
If I knew his name, yes.
Because you're not touching him.
But I will need his name, so hopefully he has a journal or something.
We're not touching him.
Sewn into his
It will
underwear.
make it difficult to find his name.
Then I guess we're not gonna know. Oh well.
Uh, If you prefer to avoid him, then that's what we'll do.
I'm gonna have to sleep between you and the tent opening tonight, aren't I?
No. If you don't wish me to bother him, then I'll leave him.
I don't give two flying fucks about him. I don't want
Jakuz
you.
already has our names. Your names,
I
at least. He can
don't.
do this from anywhere.
I don't want you and me and everybody else to catch whatever that was. I've already got one freaky ass thing going on that I have to drink disgusting blue tea for. Let's not push it.
If it was blood magic, then it was targeted, not contagious, but I understand your fear. I'll trust your judgment.
Yeah, Desi's making a mental note to sleep between Trustius and the opening to the tent.
Izzy calls bullshit.
It's not that I don't trust you. I just know that you're fucking curious, and that's gonna go badly for us.
It's not that I don't trust you. It's just that I don't.
Yeah, I just don't trust you. She'll pretend that she's taking him at face value, though.
The rest.
I'm gonna start like kind of making a brush barrier around the little 10-foot circle where he's kind of splotched,
Okay.
just to, you know, try to make sure that no one accidentally steps in him.
Setting up the police tape.
Kinda, yeah. If we had any. If we had, like, rope or something to spare, I'd do it with that, but we don't, so brush it is.
Okay. But the rest of the evening is uneventful. Okatai comes back with some potatoes and some carrots.
Watch your step.
What?
Watch your step. Don't step in the gloopy guy. Don't touch
Oh.
trees.
Okay.
I imagine he's kind of left a mess of a path
Oh,
that
yes.
we can probably see a lot easier during the day. And with people who are better at, spotting that kind of thing than I am. Yeah, the middle of that circle, I did not do that to him, and neither did Trustius. Just, he showed up like that, sort of. He fell over and splattered.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're not going near it. We're not touching it. We're not talking to it.
I've in my knowledge of disease and stuff like that, did I ever hear of something doing that to someone?
No, that is way beyond your ken.
Okay.
Looks more like a Trustius mess than it does a Desi mess.
I mean, I could make someone that much of a mess, but it would take a while. And
You'd
it
have
would
to be
seem kind
really
of...
pissed.
I'd really need to be mad to do that. Like, even the orc captain, I didn't make that much of a mess of him. And it would take a while. Like, they'd be dead long before we got to that point.
Wow.
At that point, it's just kind of stupid to keep going.
That guy just melted, eh?
Yeah, it was... I mean... once his knees hit the ground, it just kind of...
Well, let's stay on guard just in case something did that to him and is still around.
Or another one stumbles out of the woods. Because that's what he did. And he wasn't quiet about it, though. That's the good thing. Like, he didn't have the ability, I think,
Okay.
even if he wanted to. But it means that he was, like, scraping up against trees and stuff on his way here, so
Yeah.
yeah, we're going to want to avoid that. Maybe make sure we're upstream.
Yeah.
The only thing I'm
Of-
aware of that can do anything like that is blood magic.
Was he
It definitely looks
coming-
like bloody magic.
Was he coming from height?
Yes. His path kind of went back toward the volcano. I thought at first, like, from the sounds of it, that, he had been up there too long and started cooking himself in his armor, and then his knees hit the ground, and that's definitely not cooked.
I mean, if he was coming from height, he could have been like cursed by our dwarf friend and just dying slowly while trying to escape. But he's coming from the volcano. I don't know.
Didn't even consider the necromancer, actually.
I mean, did he look as like? Did he have a uniform of those witch hunter fucker?
Chris?
Didn't seem to. It was like,
It was kind of generic beaten up armor. Like, he
Yeah.
looked like he had gone a few rounds with somebody, but I mean, maybe he fell down the volcano, but I would think it was more magic. I know if I took a tumble in my armor, I
Well,
wouldn't dissolve
at this
if
The
I
point,
fell over.
necromancer doesn't have blood magic. He claimed he didn't have the spell for protecting from fire, so this was not him.
well,
Okay, that's good.
there might be another sorcerer around. Let's keep an eye out. But for this guy, nothing we can do for him. So may he rest in pieces.
Oh, he's definitely doing that.
Lots of pieces.
All right. The rest of the evening passes quietly and uneventfully. Nighttime. Ryzen and Caldy, you guys have both rested. You can hit your rest buttons. I assume Desi and Trustius are sleeping.
Desi Desi is letting Trustius get settled first, and then putting herself between him and the door.
Wait, when I wake up to do my watch, am I seeing a puddle of a person?
It's a little
you
bit
don't-
away, but you're told where not to walk.
And there's like a little bit of brush around it, kind of enough that it kind of marks where there's like an outline. It's not like a dome or anything, but it's definitely like, oh, this is a barrier to mark something.
Okay.
Don't get in the circle. Guy went splattery there earlier.
Whose magic fucked up?
We don't know.
Well, it wasn't
Must
you
be
or
that
Trustius.
Yeah,
Yeah, maybe.
he was there. He was like that when we found him.
Well, yeah, close enough.
But
Uh,
I did find
Okay.
potatoes for this too.
That's good.
No, this place is pretty fucked up. So yeah, okay, sure, whatever.
So Desi and Trustius get some sleep. Caldy, I assume you're keeping watch, so you can give me a scouting roll. Ryzen, you can turn a D6 food into actual, or ingredients into food, so you can roll a D6. What is Okatai doing since he can't sleep?
Yep. I think I'm gonna try to train. I'm a bit obsessed after casting the spell, and I'm just restless. So I'm gonna try to train for the path of the forest. The path
Okay.
that allowed me to forage, hunt, and lead the way more efficiently.
All right.
Wow. It's a wits roll, I think,
It
because
is.
I
Yeah.
don't have it.
No
I'm not.
successes.
I am not pushing that.
You can't push tribute rolls anyway.
Okay.
Right.
I have a lot of restless night in front of me where I can try to train that. Does that count as 1 day done on the 4 day? Is that all?
Yep, basically, you do get to click your sleepy button in the morning,
Yep. Sleepy.
but it does count as 1 day for your not being able to sleep.
It takes a few days before the hallucinations start, so
Yeah.
you're good for a bit.
Yeah. I need to prevent my wits from going away. As much as I can.
Right. So morning comes. It is a pleasant day. There's the chirping of bird. There is the squawking of carrion birds that are circling the dead guy not terribly far from your camp. Pleasant
I hope they
everyday
don't
morning.
turn into flag carriers.
I mean, I'm gonna give a look at that. If one of the birds go feed on him and just melt, we'll have an answer.
Oddly, it seems like none of the normal scavengers have actually bothered the body. Like the birds are circling, but they're not coming down to it.
Okay, so the bird feels like dizzy. Something's wrong with that
Yeah.
guy.
Yep. Thanks to Ryzen, there is 3 more food to be distributed. Or three people, can just eat in lieu of rolling dice.
That seems like a bad bet.
But everybody can roll their food and water. So if you're taking one of the deer stew, add it to your die before rolling.
I'm just gonna eat a deer stew so I don't have to roll.
Okay.
I mean, if you add it to your die, you might
I-
not lose it. So
I'll take some deer stew and then roll. Yay!
But the sun is shining, the day is pleasant.
Sorry, do we still have an extra deer, or did Anita take both of those?
She only took one.
There's still one. Does anybody want it?
anybody's at the D8 right now,
I'm at D10.
I'm at
I think I'm
D8.
at D8. Yeah, give it to Caldy.
and we still do we still have some deer to cook?
There
Or
is still
maybe-
some stuff that can be cooked if you like.
Okay.
Depends if you want to take a quarter day here or take advantage of the nice weather.
I mean, we have like 24 hours to cook food before we lose it.
Yeah, it just has to be cooked before tonight.
Okay.
We should get moving though.
Yeah, it's just if we get stuck somewhere, we can try to cook whatever is left. And if
We'll
not,
eat it if we have to.
I mean, I can eat the potato raw, I guess.
So everybody gets ready to break camp, set off for the volcano.
Yep.
So I will need a lead the way roll, and I will need a scouting roll.
I'll do
I'm
the
gonna-
scouting.
I'm gonna lead the way. I found the way.
You definitely found the way. So as you guys start making your way towards the volcano, at first it's like that kind of like ashy, dark, basically soot-like land that you traveled previously, like before you circled around. But as you get closer to the volcano, it starts to get to the point where the ground is actually like unpleasant to walk on. Like the magma is flowing so close to the surface that you can feel the heat through your boots.
Damn.
There are places here and there where the magma actually like kind of crusts the surface. Periodically, you do see geysers shooting like superheated steam up into the air. Every once in a while, Okutai, you do find like small pools of water that is just bubbling with steam rising off it. Essentially, the water in the stagnant ponds is boiling.
Huh. Could make it rain, but it could make it worse.
On the plus side, though, it is so unpleasantly hot that, Cully, you don't spot hide nor hair of any creatures.
Nice.
There is
Are
no,
we getting about the time that we're going to need some spills here?
there is no game trails. You don't spot any birds flying overhead. Like there is no animal life here.
Oh. I just had a thought.
How smart these animals are?
No, we did send Argento to ask question about the entrance to the volcano for the hammer. and I think it's been more than 24 hours. The bird made me think of him.
Did he not come back with that information already?
I might have not remembered.
Yeah, I think he's told us where it is.
Okay, sorry.
But yes. So if he did, or he'll come back with it, but he can lead you to the entrance. And you can see as you're like standing at the foot of this volcano, and it is an active volcano. Like you can look up and you can see like little spits of fire and lava kind of shooting up into the air. I mean, it's not erupting currently, but it is definitely active. The magma inside the volcano, inside the I can't even remember what the center part of the volcano is called. Caldera. Is bubbling. It is unpleasant currently, but it's not dangerous. But as you kind of look up and you see the entrance that Argento discovered for you, this like cave entrance on the side of the volcano, and there is like craggly ways to get up. It's not a path, but it's an easy climb. But that glowing orange from the mouth of that cave entrance gives you pause. And I think that's where we'll call it for today.
Fair. Just precision. Is the entrance anywhere close to the trees that were growing in the volcanoes that we're looking for too?
It would take you. They're close enough, but it would take you like a quarter day to go and harvest them.
Oh yeah, that's what I expected.
Yeah,
Good.
but they're close enough. They're in the same hex basically.
Good. Need more of that thing so that Risen can do everything with it.
It's worth getting. I mean, it stops the Crimson Sickness. It's effective against demons.
Lots to use. I wonder if we can grow that.
All right. XP. Participate in the game session. Yes. Travel through at least one hex. Yes. Discover a new adventure site. Yes. Defeat one or more monsters. Nope. Treasure. Nope. Function. Nope. Pride. Nope. Dark secret. Nope. Nobody risked their life. Anything that people thought were extraordinary.
I'm just
I
gonna be
was
sad.
Yeah.
I was gonna say the fact that Trustius and Desi were able to keep down my concoction.
I was gonna say the fact that I managed to actually succeed on rolls 2 nights in a row.
I mean, I gotta give props to Tresius for thinking about dealing for the bark with the necromancer. I thought it was a great idea.
Yeah, that definitely that made a big difference. Because the Crimson Sickness, just so you guys know, as it progresses, it gets worse and worse, and if you progress to the final stage, you explode.
I don't want to die like a splatter mark in the forest.
So I think that the Tresius moved the clock sooner for us to get that, and I thought it was a great idea to ask him to send his undead to do that. So yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
I raised my glass to that one.
Perfect. All right, so that sounds like 3 XP and then 4 for Trustius.
Yep. I would like to thank the 2 magic users for not catching me in their Venn diagram.
Yep. And we
Greatly
did not
appreciated.
We managed to do
Keep
two
it up.
ritual at the same time and not explode. That was great.
Yeah. I appreciated that greatly.
All right, so we'll see everybody next week for the ascent into the volcano.
If for some reason I can't
Alrighty.
make it,
Thanks as always, Chris.
Yeah, no worries, Mark. Just let us know.
Yep. Thanks very much, guys.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for the night.
Cheers,
That was
all.
great.
Night, guys.
Night.
Night.
Thanks for